So what's up, everybody? How are we doing today? If you guys or anybody has saw my last video, my latest video, there was a huge scandal going on in Cartagena, Colombia, because the passport bros were fighting outside of a club over women. Some people say it was over working women. Other people say it was over North American women. Locals are saying is working women. The person who sent it to me, they feel that it was over the working women and stuff like that. So I had a comment, a very long comment, and the person requested that I need to respond to him, and I'm going to do that, not in writing, but I'm going to do it in form of a video. Usually, I do what they call a clapback, which I retort. Basically, I reply to Passport Bros, and I give the same energy back. If they're smart with me, I'm smart back with them. But since he was very respectful with me and he made a long video, I'm going to make a response to him. Remember, I always give back the same energy that you give me. If you treat me with respect, I treat you with the respect. Mr. T Mac 2506 says, I have lived in Colombia for 4 years. I won't defend idiots, but I also don't paint everyone with the same broad brush. When I say idiots, I'm referring to the people who come to Colombia and act foolish and disrespectful. I live in Medellin, own a business, and have a Colombian daughter. All right. Cool. Perfect. Everything's good so far. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the country. Have fun. I have personally tried to report idiots who come to Colombia for the wrong reasons. Thank you. That is absolutely amazing. You know who also reports passport bros and bad actors to go to Colombia? Nana Kwaku. Nana Kwaku's from Africa. Nana Kwaku lived in Colombia from 2009 to 2016. Okay? In Cartagena, Colombia. My ex is from Cartagena. He knows the city inside and out. Okay? And he fell in love with Colombia because Colombia loves African culture, because it's one of the pillars of our society, right?
¿Qué pasó? Todos se dieron cuenta, menos yo.
And also, for those who don't know, 2016 is known as the year where you had the peace process with the FARC, which was the largest left-wing guerrilla group, which is at war with the government because we've been in civil war since 1964. You know who also reports these people? Kung Fu Santa, Kobe Thanos. There's a couple of guys. I can't remember the name. This is one Dominican guy, my friend, my Dominican friend. If you see this, I'm sorry if I forget your name, because I'm trying to finish this up quickly because I have one video to do in Spanish. I'm going to be doing it in Spanish, and I want everybody else to see, because I'm going to put English subtitles, because I want you guys to see what Colombian people are talking about, okay? The problem I have is that the term passport bros tends to be interpreted as black men from the United States. This is false. That is a definite NO. That is a no. I don't understand where you get that idea from. Because if you saw the video before this video that you're responding to, you saw that I did a video against a Mexican passport bro. I did 2 videos against a Mexican passport bro. And according to him, he thinks that we're the most barbaric people on the planet. According to him, he says that all women cheat. And then according to him, he's making all these videos, and his earliest videos on Colombia is about 5 years ago. Okay, let's do the math. If you're doing videos since 5 years ago and the latest video is about 7 months ago, you know what that means? It means he's visiting the prostitute areas. This video behind me, that's not Colombia, that's Mexico. He says that he's not a passport bro. He said you're in the red light district. You see this video right here that from his page? That's not Colombia, that's Mexico. All right. And if you're telling me that you're a passport bro who's supposedly quote unquote traveling to date, that's not dating. Okay. I also done videos on white passport bros, and the white passport bros have accused me of racism towards white people. All right. And they accuse me of ignoring the black passport bros. You see, the funny thing is, I find it very funny and strange that every time I come up with a video, you have the people in my comment section, no, well, the white passport bros do it, and they touch little kids. And the white passport bros are like, no, well, the black passport do it, and they're very loud and they get into trouble. You guys throw each other under the bus. I'm not saying you, because according to you, even though I went on your profile and you have absolutely nothing, zero, I'm going to take your word for it, okay? Let's say you do have a daughter, all right? Why is it that these guys always throw each other under the bus and they accuse me automatically of racism? I don't understand where you got that from. I talked about Asian passport bros. I talked about white passport bros. I talked about black passport bros. I talked about passport bros from everywhere. Okay, even including the infamous Korean Mr. J. This causes negative stereotypes to the large number of black men who are expats who do positive things in Colombia. I have zero idea about what you're talking about, okay? Because the thing is, if you go to Colombia, we understand who is a passport bro and who is a person who really travels. I have seen black men traveling with their families. In fact, if you look at my videos, I have given praise to black American women. I have given praise to black American women because they will travel to Colombia. They will go for culture. They will go to the Pacific Islands and they will exemplify. They will talk to the Afro-Colombian communities of the Pacific coast. They will go to the Afro-Colombian communities of the Caribbean coast. They do cultural things. They engage with the indigenous people. All right. I have given nothing but praise. So I don't understand what you're talking about, that this nonsense about, oh, how black people be seen a certain way. Which Colombian YouTuber, which Colombian people have you been seeing that either on TikTok or on YouTube? Because I have shown plenty of Colombians, both Spanish and English, talking about passport bros. And for us, it's about foreigners. Okay, gringos is a foreigner. Even because I speak English, they consider me a foreigner. They call me a gringo sometimes. Sometimes, other times they want to claim me as a Colombian. So I don't understand where you're getting that from. Like, why this is just really weird. This is really really weird. Now I'm starting to kind of think about you. You don't have a profile. You tell me you have a 4-year-old daughter. I mean, like, if you really if you had a child with a Colombian woman, you know that you date the entire family. Did you have her baptized? Do you participate in carrying the local saint? Do you go to El Dia de las Velitas, the day of the little candles days, which is the day before the Immaculate Conception Day, which is 9 months before the Virgin Mary was born? I don't understand. Are you doing the prayers? Are you doing the prayers of the novenas? Are you taking your parents, the parents of the mother out to eat? Something's really weird, because when you date someone, you date the whole family. When I dated my ex-girlfriend, okay, her family is Pentecostal, all right, four square church, and I'm a super Catholic, and I had to go with her mom to her church and to pray and worship with them. Why is it that I don't hear you talking about, okay, I have a family? I don't hear you talking. Nothing that you're telling me sounds like you're married or even had a child with a Colombian woman. I don't know. If you did, I don't know what type of strange Colombian you're dating. The positive things are never reported. As an example, we have groups that are majority Black Americans and military veterans that fund and support orphanages and children organizations. Last month, we donated over $2,000 of food and supplies to an orphanage, to toys to an Antioquia. Well, I'm very happy and flattered that foreigners are coming to Colombia and helping us out. I mean, you guys don't have to, and out of the goodness of your heart, you did it. I thank you very much. If you're helping out the people of Antioquia, which is a province for those who don't know, the entire state or the province department of Antioquia, he said he's helping out. I think he said orphanages. It doesn't matter if it's old people orphanages or even dogs and cats. Thank you very much. And if you want me to give you advertisement, go ahead. Send me the information, put in my comment section. I will give you more advertisement that you want. But if I can ask you to do me a small, tiny favor, and this will be really helpful for me and for some people.
Guys, I'm here in El Barrio Niquitao in the central east of Medellin, and today I want to share with y'all the work of a nonprofit foundation, Casa Embera. They work to help the indigenous people who have been displaced due to the armed conflict in their original lands and ended up here in Medellin. The majority of the indigenous population that lives here in Medellin belong to the Embera tribe. They come from the rural areas of the department of Antioquia, Risaralda, Chocó, and Córdoba. So for many of them, Medellin is the closest big city where they can seek refuge. If you've ever heard of Niquitao, you'll know it's a very rough area of Medellin. Here, they live in places called inquilinatos, where they pay between 10 and 20,000 Colombian pesos per night to have a room to sleep in. And these inquilinatos, which we'll see later, they live in conditions of extreme poverty. Here in Casa Embera, they help the indigenous women to sell the jewelry. They make beaded jewelry, it's beautiful. They help them to sell it so they can have some more economic stability. They also provide them with health and hygiene services for them and their children, as well as other types of help.
Wangi, Sutikani Gladys Elena Puerchambucha soy y Kanimi, gestora étnica y territorial.
¿Ese qué idioma es?
Mi lengua nativa es el Inga, una de las 65 lenguas indígenas que existen aún en Colombia. Bueno, nosotros desde el programa Nutrir para Sanar, Sanar para Crecer, estamos haciendo una atención a las familias indígenas que tienen población de niñas y niños menores de 5 años, mujeres gestantes y mujeres en periodo de lactancia. Entonces, una vez al mes realizamos un seguimiento de los niños, como podemos ver, donde se les hace toma de peso, talla. En este momento también tenemos atención por médico.
Nosotras en este momento estamos atendiendo Comuna 10, que es donde nos encontramos, la Candelaria, que la parte más vulnerable está en este sector, que vienen siendo como todos los inquilinatos. Donde hayan niños que lo requieran, madres gestantes y madres lactantes, allá estamos.
So here everybody's eating lunch. They provided them with lunch today. Today was sancocho. So if you want to support Casa Embera, they have a project called Embera Bead Project, and these are all artesanías, earrings, bracelets, and necklaces that the indigenous women make. By buying this, you help them out a lot. You help them fund their mission and their project here. So if any of y'all are interested, they have a website where you can buy it, and they'll ship it wherever you are in the world. All right, guys, so here we're at the Inquilinatos, the ones that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, where the indigenous people rent rooms per night. And these are in the Niquitao area, like right next to where they're selling and using. Outside this door, I could not film because of all the illegal activity going on, but look, where they live. Hola, con permiso.
This video was by Andres Unearth, who is a Colombian YouTuber like me, and he's showing the Embera people. The Embera people are a tribe of indigenous people who got displaced from their lands because Colombia is in a civil war. Since the 1960s, we have been in a civil war. And what happens is that many of them are spread out through Colombia and in Panama, and I think between Panama and Colombia. And because certain militia groups are going into the lands and displacing them, they're being moved out. If you could contact him so your organization can get in touch with them and be able to help out the Embera people, I will be more than happily appreciated. And the advertisement that you want for Antioquia, I should say. In December, we donated toys to an orphanage in Copacabana. There are plenty of channels that talk about a few idiots that harm Colombia, but the coverage is selective, but very, very few cover the continuous efforts that foreigners do to help people. I don't know where you're getting that from. If you go back in my video, I have mentioned many different foreigners who come to Colombia and done good things. For example, like let's look at Gary El Gringo.
Así es el bosque de palma de cera más grande de Colombia y no es cocora. Ese lugar se llama La Carbonera y queda en Tolima.
These are the lands and the people in the northern part of my country, where the sea meets the beaches. How many passport bros have you seen there? Oh, he's one of them. What is that other guy named? The German guy. Dominic Colombia. This is him going through the different parts of Colombia. In the river, the seven colors. He's in the coffee region. He's in the thermals, which comes out of the side of a mountain or maybe the side of a volcano. He's in the highest places. He's in the beaches. He's in the snowy parts.
Que tienes como 300 primos. Cuando llegas te tratan como familia, aunque no sepas quién se está casando.
Dominic Colombia. He was given the ribbon of honor of Colombia. Okay. He was given one of the highest honors of Colombia because he's done a lot of good things for Colombia. Stans Konstantinov, the Polish-Russian Dutch guy.
Vamos a comprobar si la zona roja de Colombia realmente es tan peligrosa. Te voy a mostrar la ciudad de Buenaventura, la selva y el mar con las ballenas. Y al final sacamos la conclusión, si vale la pena arriesgarse para venir acá. Apuesto que nunca en tu vida has visto un transporte así. ¿Cómo es que se llama esto?
Brujitas.
¿Brujitas? Esto es Brujitas. Está lloviendo durísimo. Esta invención no la había visto en ningún otro lugar del mundo. Colocan una es decir, nuestros electrodomésticos, la ropa, todo entra por acá. Y aquí es donde yo no entiendo. Tanta riqueza, tanto empleo que genera, tanto dinero que se mueve, pero una gran zonas viviendo sin servicios públicos esenciales. ¿Cómo se llama este lugar? La Bocana. La Bocana. Llegamos a la...
Who else is out there? Like there's a few good people out there who are foreigners that do good things, you know. So I don't understand what you're talking about. That's from the Pacific, by the way, specifically Buenaventura. Okay, the only one passport bro that I have seen go out there, and I gotta give him props for that, is check and effect. All right, so don't tell me that I don't show the good parts about that. If you could do me a huge favor, okay, that forms part, the Pacific part that I just showed you forms part of my where I come from. Okay, the El Valle del Cauca, the Cauca Valley. Now I'm not from the coast. I'm from the mountains. My culture is Andean. Okay, even though my culture is Andean, I'm also known as what is known as a Valle Caucano, somebody from the Cauca Valley. The Pacific coast has a lot of people of African descent, as you can see that I'm showing you right now. It has a lot of people of indigenous descent, and those people live in the most marginalized communities. I'm talking about stilts, houses on top of mud, deep, far away from civilization. Now, Buenaventura is a port city and is, you know, can be pretty modern and stuff like that. But you know, the African peoples of the Colombian coast, in the Pacific coast specifically, live in the most marginalized sectors of society. If you can do me a favor, if you and your group of friends are actually helping people out, which is good that you're helping the people of Antioquia, color has nothing to do with it, but please help them also, and send that to me. I can guarantee you that I will give you the advertisement that you want. All right? Because of the civil war, because of the civil conflict, and because a lot of contraband and a lot of militia groups, many people of Afro-Colombian descent have been displaced. All right? And most of those people have gone into the city of Cali and the other parts of the valley. So when Mr. Army Travel Guy, the white passport bro, and then with the Mexican passport bro, or anybody else, or even the black passport bro, tells me that I'm selectively looking for people of color, no, because Africa runs deep in my veins, and I'm going to say this again: Africa runs deep in my veins, and I'm not talking about genetically. All right, maybe it is true. Maybe somewhere along the line, I do have a grandfather that is black, but I'm talking about culturally wise. Okay, the people of African descent. I'm talking about the music like Curulao. I'm talking about the Petronio Alvarez Festival, where we celebrate Afro-Colombian heritage. I'm talking about the food from the coast, all right, which is a lot different because Mr. J, the infamous Korean passport bro, all right, the most racist of them all right, the LA Korean from Los Angeles, who says that all of us cook the same because he lives in Bogota, where the European people are at, and when they don't season their food and stuff like that. Africa runs deep in my veins, in my culture, in my people. And I'm willing to say this, and I'll tell this, I said this before and I'll say this again. I can pit any black Afro-Colombian woman from the Pacific coast and she'll outcook anybody of Colombia. I can show you proof of everything I say. The coverage is also selective because you can walk around El Poblado and see negative foreigners who are not black and interact with working girls, illegal substances. And I had some of them get angry with me online for arguing with them and to stay away from underage Colombians. Oh, you mean like when I was talking about Timothy Allen Livingston, who got caught in a hotel room with underage girls? Please excuse the delay, okay? The power went out.
Passport bros have been an epidemic all around the world, especially in Colombia.
An American tourist was found in Medellin, Colombia by the police in a hotel room with 2 kids.
After the civilians saw this man bringing 2 children to his hotel room, he automatically reported the incident to the police.
When the police got to the scene, they found the minors.
I mean, when I caught Mr. Army Travels guy in a room with other passport bros saying, hey guys, you need to check the IDs of the girls because in Brazil, the age of consent is 14. And this happened right after passport bro Floyd Wallace got caught in Brazil exploiting little children. So you have both white and black here. So don't make it about a color thing, okay? One of their own got caught in Brazil in what I forgot to mention to you is that he got caught donating and commentating on a Passport Bro travel channel because one of their own got caught in Brazil and was accused by the Brazilian government for messing with little kids.
Wild work in Brazil. Check them IDs fellas.
Oh, parce, you got some explaining to do. You thought I didn't see that, did ya? When somebody does this in Colombia, that means you're in trouble, bro. Why is it that when Floyd Wallace, a passport bro, got caught in Brazil for trafficking underage minors and who was arrested, who was accused by the government of these horrible things, you are here still telling people, hey guys, check out their IDs. Don't you think that looks awful? Don't you think that looks terrible on your part? And you want to sit here and you want to have the moral high ground?
Search on the internet, and Google shows that the age of consent is 14 in Brazil. The fact that Army Guy Travels is telling people to check IDs is very suspect.
So let me ask you. Then try to use the age of consent as a rationale. No one is interested in covering these low moral individuals, but you constantly see their pictures taken with the police after they are arrested. Okay, so I just showed you that I do cover that. I do cover these small instances of people of different colors. Let's talk about John Polos. I put John Polos all the entire time. Why? Because when he became the poster boy of passport bros. Okay, Mr. John Polos is a white passport bro from Texas and who had a son who had cancer. And because his son had cancer, they managed to get a whole lot of money together because he was married. Okay, and after his son got his cancer tumors removed, which is about hundreds of them from his body, you know what Mr. Passport Bro does? He flies all the way down to Colombia and he finds Mr. Palacios, who is a DJ, and Mr. Palacios was going out with him, and Mr. John Polos left his wife and his kids and his son who had cancer, okay, to be with her, and he will give him he will give her his passport bro money, and then he'll fly back to the United States because you can't stay there for more than 6 months. And you know what she was doing with his passport bro money? She was taking out her real boyfriend to other places with the passport bro money. All right. And you passport bro knuckleheads don't want to listen to me. They do not want you. If you are a lame in the United States, you are a lame in Colombia. And you know what Mr. Passport Bro does? He unalived her. He stuffed her in a suitcase. And the mother said in court, I gave you my daughter and you gave her back to me in a suitcase. Some Passport Bro defenders, I got one in my comment section that he doesn't know that I still remember because he teaches Spanish and he teaches Spanish in South America. He said that she deserved it. Okay. Feminicide is a crime. It doesn't matter. Yeah, what she did was wrong, but it's still a crime. You do not take someone's life. Okay? So don't come up to me with that. And you know who also has a problem with me naming Mr. John Polos? Mr. Army Travels Guy. Mr. Army Travels Guy is up in my business. 63 comments saying that I'm a racist towards white people. And how I find it really funny how you're sitting in the comment section saying, oh, well, you guys are just being very selective and only showing the black passport bros. But the white passport bros don't do that. When I'm showing you the white passport bros, see, you guys throw each other under the bus. Don't you think? You see where I'm going with this? You guys see where I'm going with this? You try to be sneaky and have double talk. I got double talk too. These pictures are not difficult to find at all. The vast majority of these crimes are not done by black Americans. I do not claim racism because a fool is a fool and they all need to be punished if they do bad things. However, when you focus on a stereotype and overlook the average foreign criminal in Colombia, it seems disingenuous. If you... Oh, I do not know what you mean. Disingenuous. What is he talking about? Does anybody know what he's talking about? Because if you go through my channel, not only do I cover passport rules of different colors, I'm a YouTube travel channel that focuses on other things. You see, when I was on top of the highest cathedral in all of Latin America in Manizales, I didn't see you guys there. I have very low views on that. Okay, and I still continue to post things from Colombia, but you guys don't want to pay attention to that because you don't want to be in a cathedral. So I think we all starting to understand and get the picture here, you know, what you're trying to tell me, because you're telling me without telling me. You got to understand that Colombians are good at talking and reading the room, okay? Because we're non-confrontational. So we're not going to say things that be very straightforward. Want to be fair, also make videos about positive things and report the negative things, but report in every group. The arrest photos are not full of black men. Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that this picture that I have here behind me of PDF files who are not black people are actually of black people, and that you're insinuating that I'm being selective, and that I'm implying that certain people of a certain color are doing it, even though the people behind me are not that color? Man, this is the biggest psyop I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, I psyop myself. This is some Yakubian technology. Yes, there are black men who commit crimes in Colombia, but they are not the vast majority. If I see black YouTubers who plan to come to Colombia for tourism, I make efforts to report them so they can get flagged at immigration. No one wants that trash around, especially when I have a child in Colombia. You are Colombian, right? Are you currently living in Colombia? When I talk to the local Colombians, they do not mention passport bros. They say gringos or extranjeros. Colombia, most of them call them sexoturistas, which means sex tourists. However, if you have seen my videos, people are starting to get wise to the game, and the word passport bros is something that is more well known now. I actually put a Colombian reporter, I believe it was from the news paper called Semana, and she did a whole report on passport bros. Okay, I have also seen another one called El País. They did a whole report on passport bros. I have seen a couple of women and men, Colombian women, men in Spanish talking about passport bros. But right now it's too late, and I'm like, I don't even feel like putting it on here. I'm lazy, but if you want to challenge me, and I'm sure you're going to make a little smart comment in my comment section, trust me, I will bring it up because I have seen Colombians use the word passport bros, but most of them don't know that term. We just call them sexoturistas or degenerados, degenerates. I have also charted with Carlos, the Colombian guide, about his coverage. He wants his views so he can cover what he wants. It is your choice as well. All right, so a particular passport bro responding to one of my videos, it says, bro, you've been making content since 2023 with 4,000 likes. Maybe social media isn't for you. Well, maybe that's because I don't have videos of women with their chests hanging out and poking fun of people who are overweight like you. To add insult to injury, you show stuff like this, asking why you will go to Colombia to date as if you can get something like this. Listen, in Colombia, we call these narco Barbies, okay? So unless you are a military warlord, he has the gall to put up a video saying that there's a difference between a passport bro and a person who travels for adult services workers.
Passport bros versus sex tourism. I kind of wanted to make this video to clear a few things up. A lot of people try and lump themselves in with passport bros, even though they are sex tourists.
Those who don't know, Carlos, who he's talking about, is called the Colombian God. He's a Colombian YouTuber like me. And the difference between him and me, he's a black Colombian, okay? Not only is he black Colombian, but he's costeño. Costeño means coastal person from the Caribbean coast, all right? I'm Bajuno from the Cauca Valley. Once again, there's different type of ethnic Colombians. And you notice he's not talking about that Mr. Carlos, who is a black Colombian, oh, he's only choosing to show a certain type of color of people. That doesn't fly with me, okay? That doesn't fly with me. I know exactly what you're talking about. And you're just another one of them goofballs who got his itty bitty weedy feelings hurt because Colombians are not allowing as sex tourists coming to Colombia to hurt our women, our children, including the transgenders and gays, because they engage in X work also, okay? Has the nerve to say, well, excuse me, sir, but I left you a very long note and I want you to respond to it. Okay, fine. I did respond to it. Respectful comment, and you wanted to push the issue about a certain subject that I'm not talking about, and we all know what you're trying to imply right there, okay? Passport go far.